As COVID-19 restrictions eased up and fans started filling up stadiums and arenas around the world, 2021 became a year to remember for sports fans everywhere. Normalcy resumed and we had Olympics, World Cup, Champions Leagues and plenty of cricketing action through the year as well. And this, therefore, made 2021 an iconic year filled with memorable performances from some of the greatest athletes in the world. I'm Suhail Chandok and here at Man's Life, we're putting together some of the best performances from some of your best stars from across the world of sports. These are the Man's Life Men of the Year Awards. The Man's Life Team of the Year 2021 has to go to the Chennai Super Kings, who are undoubtedly the most complete unit when they conquered the UAE frontier of the Indian Premier League. Under the leadership of Tale Dhoni, this was a side that came through when the chips were down as well. They had the opening combination of young Ruturaj with Faf du Plessis. They had the likes of Bravo, Shardul Thakur, Deepak Chahar, Ravindra Jadeja chipping in whenever they needed to. The Chennai Super Kings were undoubtedly our Team of the Year in 2021. The performance of the year 2021 belongs to Novak Djokovic, who defied history and logic to complete the hardest task in the world of tennis and also, honestly, one of the hardest tasks in the world of sport, beating Rafael Nadal on a clay surface at Roland Garros. Such was the nature of the performance from Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal in the semi-final that actually the organizers at Roland Garros allowed the fans to stay in past their curfew at 11 p.m. because they knew they were witnessing absolute history from two iconic greats of the sport. Novak Djokovic may not have won gold at the Olympics, but he won our hearts and he won everything else there was to win in 2021 in the world of tennis. Touring teams do not go to the Gabba and win in Test cricket. It's just one of those things that do not happen in the modern game. But no one told Team India that when they headed across to Brisbane earlier in 2021, and that for us was the comeback of the year in 2021. After being all out for 36 in Adelaide, an Indian C team which had a collective experience of just 3 Test matches in their bowling lineup turned up and breached the fortress for the first time since 1988 when the West Indies got past Australia. It was a series to remember. It was a match that still gives us goosebumps. This was a Team India that really fought against all odds and gave us the best comeback of 2021. The coach of the year in 2021 has to be Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea. He arrived in Jan 2021 and instantly changed the atmosphere and changed the fortunes of the Chelsea Football Club. He not only took them to their first Champions League title in a decade, but he also changed their fortunes in the league as well. He adopted the aggressive 3-4-3 formation, which we're now seeing many clubs in Europe replicate as well, and they're just becoming a really hard side to break down. Not just that, in the Champions League, Chelsea gave away and conceded just 2 goals in 9 knockout games. Such was the ease with which they went on to the Champions League title. Thomas Tuchel continues his rich vein of form with the Chelsea Football Club, and he, for certain, has to be the one man who brings us our Coach of the Year in 2021. Koi kasar nahi chhodenge. These were the words of our breakthrough athlete of the year in 2021. That has to be Neeraj Chopra, India's second ever individual Olympic gold medalist and the first man to do it on his debut at the Olympic level as well. Ever since Abhinav Bindra, India was searching for another individual gold medalist, and Neeraj Chopra arrived with an incredible throw of 87.58 meters. It was an incredible performance and we are certain that Neeraj Chopra will only go on to break more records and bring us more medals in the years to come. The year 2021 also gave us some really intense rivalries. From India taking on Pakistan, with Pakistan beating India for the first time in an ICC event, to Argentina taking on Brazil, to India and New Zealand facing off across tournaments across the world as well, but also for sports stars clashing against RT-PCR tests in biobubbles. 2021 was a year to remember, but the rivalry of all rivalries, the mother of all rivalries, has to be Lewis Hamilton chasing his 8th title up against Max Verstappen searching for his first. What a rivalry this became, because for the second time in Formula One history, this championship battle went all the way to the final race of the season, with both men tied on the same number of points. Max Verstappen went toe-to-toe with arguably the greatest Formula One driver of his generation and came out to win his maiden Formula One world title in a title fight that we will remember for a long time to come. Leader, teammate, hero. Simon Kjær gave us our heartwarming moment of the year in 2021 as he came to the aid of his teammate Christian Eriksen at the Euros earlier this year. He not only saved the life of his teammate, but he had the awareness to tell all of his teammates around him to form a circle so no one else could see what was happening. He prevented Christian Eriksen from swallowing his own tongue and made sure he saved his teammate's life that day on the football pitch. He also went straight to Christian Eriksen's wife and made sure he consoled her as she did not know what was happening to the life of her husband. This was a moment that stood out as a spirit of sport. He embodied what sport is all about, and he gave us a heartwarming moment in 2021. Moments to remember, athletes' performances to savor, and these were iconic performances and moments that will leave a lasting memory in every one of our minds for years to come as well. These are our Man's Life Men of the Year awards for 2021. But that's not all. Head across to manslife.in for the best content from the world of sport, entertainment, lifestyle and auto.